Hello, my name is Sean. I'm a motorcycle design engineer and I explore a range of motorcycle engineering topics on this channel. Today is just an update on an ongoing project which some of you may be following, and that is the side cowl. I've got a few other things to share as well. The first is a Creality scanner that I picked up. This is a hobby level scanner, most affordable, maybe the best one for its price. I picked this up not so I can get perfect scans and print, but so I can get the locations for reference and then model based off of what I'm scanning. This is not something I plan to use to, say, scan this part to reprint this part. This is going to be more of a way to accurately get these locations, or at least more accurate than eyeballing it. So expect to see this pop up in a few videos, and maybe even scan the front of the bike today. So the main update I want to share is for the headlight side cowl. See, this is the previous part which I shared. This would be bonded on, but there's no way to remove this or, say, change the side piece. It also leaves the rear kind of exposed, and I'm not really a big fan of this. I prefer something that is a bit more finished. So I continue to work on this, and here is the update. So we have the external piece, same as before. I haven't changed this shape or this design. What I have done is I've added some tabs. These are a bit flimsy. I probably need to thicken them up a little bit, making them a bit more substantial. Fitting this to the back of the headlight, I printed off the cap, similar to the previous part. But in this case, I've created some bosses where I can actually mount these tabs to. This part comes off very shiny off the printer, so that's actually something that I want to address in the future. But the fitment is essentially like this. We slide those tabs into the bosses and then we can screw them together. Now, in order to fix this, obviously we don't have access to this side for getting any screws in there, because this should be bonded to the back of the headlight. So what I've done is I've created a couple of holes where I've modeled some holes for fitting some M5 nuts. These are just going to drop in and act kind of like a captive nut. The internal surface is shaped like a nut, so it just fits in there and it shouldn't really rotate once we start trying to screw that in. So when it's fit to the bike, the orientation means that they're not going to fall out. If you want to remove them, you can poke them out, but that's just to help prevent them falling out during assembly. And then we put that up and then put our bolts in. This is where it gets to the point where, as I said, I don't really want this whole area to be exposed. I don't think it really looks so good. So what I did was I reprinted this part first, because I did mistakenly forget to put a hole all the way through here. And then I've sanded it down to give it this kind of dull finish. So I think that looks more like a production part. They're usually a bit more dull. So we can get those nuts in there. But as I said, I want to make these tabs a bit more substantial. I'm also thinking to make these a bit wider as well, so I can fit in some washers, because I'd rather have some washers between the nuts and the plastic to just spread the load. And then here is the infill piece. The idea of the infill piece is to cover up the inside here whilst adding additional stiffness. Now, for the assembly of this part, I've got a few different features. So the first fixing point is going to be here and here. And then this is going to go over the top of this piece. However, if we just have those two, it's not really so strong, right? We always kind of want to triangulate things or put in a third fixing. So what I've done is I've created this tab on here, and there's a small hole or a slot in the rib of this part here. So we actually want to line it up here first and push it in. So that's already secured. It's already in place, perfectly in line with the holes. So when we're installing this on the bike, this is a separate piece. This is already stuck to the headlight. So we can actually design different versions of this, and we can just swap it on and off as we like. And then we pull that up, and then we'll get a bolt, and then we'll just put those in. So bear with me for one moment, I'll just get this done. And that's those bolts fitted on. So we'll just see how this looks on the back of the headlight, shall we? So I feel like it's an improvement with the infill, but it's still not quite right. I could have made it match the profile of this cowl a little bit better, but the more I look at the cowl from the side, from above and from below, the more I feel like it's not just the gap between the headstock and the headlight that's the issue, but also the underside. The headlight itself just looks very small. When you look at the underside to the top of the actual headlights themselves, there's really not much there. The cowl over the top is important to add that volume, that mass, and this piece on the side does help to fill the gap, but there's still something missing underneath, and that's more obvious to me when we look at the original cowl. Now don't get me wrong, I do like the original design, but I feel like we definitely need to add a little bit more volume below the headlight. Now I know there's already a piece there, and there's a few different third-party parts you can buy to replace that. I'm not too keen on the design, so I may just end up designing my own. So I guess we have a bigger project on our hands. But of course, if you like this model and you want to give it a try, I'll be making it available soon. Now on this channel I tend to be more minimalistic, using as few specialist tools as possible, but I've picked up a 3D scanner. The reason for that is going back and forth between your computer to your motorcycle to take dimensions, and going through the process of trial and error is quite frustrating, and you really start to lose momentum. So for that reason, I do recommend you try to investigate what kind of options you have for 3D scanning. For example, you can use the photogrammetry. I believe that's what it's called, where you take lots of photographs around an object and it can turn that into a CAD model. And also you have iPhones with LiDAR. And then there are various mobile apps that can turn your phone essentially into a 3D scanner. So what you're seeing here is my first attempt to scan my bike. It took about 10 to 15 minutes to get these details at night time. And this is a point cloud. This is what you're going to get straight from the scanner. It then processes that to turn those into surfaces. So different scanners are better at different things. This is the Creality Ferret Pro, and from my experience using it, it's not the best at getting small, fine details, which means some fixing locations can get a bit lost in the scan. And then since it's using a camera at the same time, it can actually map the texture onto this mesh. Now I'm really looking forward to adding this into my workflow, so I just want to thank everyone that's encouraged me to take this step. Having these scans in CAD now is going to make it so much easier for any projects going forward. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you next time.